Thank you for joining us in our program today. We have the distinct privilege of having with us Mr. Ansel Adams.
The photography began with an interpretation, very personal, and recording of the mountain experiences, and then finally gradually built into a creative attitude. And as I say, it's with a struggle over a couple of years trying to do both. Music finally succumbed, and photography became a profession about 1931.
When did you had a gallery in San Francisco, I know, some years ago. When was this?
Oh, and after coming back from my first visit to New York and Alfred Stieglitz's wonderful gallery, the American Place, I thought there was an opportunity to have a gallery and not to do the same thing as Stieglitz had done, which would be impossible, but at least to show creative photography in San Francisco, and that worked for several months, but sorry to say the interest was not adequate.
Well, this was also about the same time that the famous F-64 group was operational in San Francisco, huh?
That's right, yeah. And we had the F-64 shows, Edward Weston, several other photographic shows, and also some fine painting shows.
Mm-hmm. You mixed
we mixed the media.
The media, I think this is really extremely good, and today we see a renaissance or a re-establishment, I think, of the photographic medium as a major art expression.
It's coming.
And it is. And then, in addition to your work in the early times with F-64, you gradually began also thinking about teaching.
Yes, that was a very interesting phase. I must say the F-64 group with Edward Weston, Willard Van Dyke, he was in Cunningham, a few other people, really made quite an impression. We had no idea the impression we were to make in photography. And it was a very sensible development. After about a year, we decided we had done our job and we just folded up. We were no formal organization whatsoever. But the idea of straight photography was terribly important in that period because of the dominance of the pictorial approach. Mm-hmm. And I think that that experience was very important to many people,
and this is where you began to think about teaching workshops?
Yes. Well, the teaching began at the Art Center School, and I think it would be interesting to state that in teaching music, one of the prime objectives is to reveal what the student has to say and to modulate his technique to his hand, to his nerves, to his abilities. Mm-hmm. In photography, when I started some work at the Art Center School in Los Angeles, I realized I had nothing to teach but the way I did it. And that would result in an imitative result, I think, which would be rather sad. So out of that came the zone system, which is just applied sensitometry, which is more or less the basic fabric of the medium.
Well, we could use another 30 minutes to talk to you, Ansel, but we are just about to wrap it up here today, and we want to thank the audience for being with us and for talking with Ansel Adams. We appreciate so much your coming along and talking to us a little bit.
Well, it's a great pleasure.
Good.
Thank you.